For years, 50 Cent has been regarded as one of the most polarizing rap figures in history, becoming the overwhelming face of what it means to troll in hip-hop.
Hey, how you doing? Now what the matter, man? You call me 50 times for what? I just want to talk to you, I'm concerned about you,
He first established this when he handed out one of the most brutal rap victories ever known, destroying Ja Rule's career while replicating his style in the meantime.
You ain't a friend of mine, you ain't no kin of mine. I just wanna chill and catch stunts in my 745.
A decorated manipulator who has mastered the 48 laws of power so much, he was even allowed by the author Robert Greene to add 2 rules, writing the 50th law of power.
Very impressed at your business acumen. I mean,
it's going great for me,
So far, so good. Huh? You have like the Midas touch.
Yeah, it's been working out. I'm trying to be like David.
Rules that apply to all of his entangled battles, to the point where he was even forced to display one rule no one wants to encounter when you have to gracefully handle taking an L, where in front of the entire world he filed bankruptcy after a back and forth with Rick Ross, where he induced his baby mama, who filed and won a lawsuit against 50.
But now 50 Cent doesn't have 2 quarters to rub together, at least if you believe his bankruptcy filing. He says he's buried in $50 million of debt.
Now, rightfully so, 50 Cent made a comeback, which included him moving over to TV, film, and production, where he executive produced the TV show Power, which was a major hit and placed 50 Cent's name amongst entertainment's elite. Even though him and the star today don't really get along. But don't worry, I'm gonna show you a common theme with this. But what happens when a gangster turned film executive masters trolling and just trolls and trolls and trolls to the point where he just becomes annoying? Well, let's find out.
Hand out my pocket, man. Get your hand out my pocket. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing on the channel. Get your hand out my pocket, man. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I see, yo. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing.
This particular story of a troll turned grimace really started on the song of I Get Money, the remix, where it was groundbreaking, that included 3 successful hip-hop entrepreneurs that had more than $1 billion net worth at the time, all on one song: 50 Cent, JayZ, and P. Diddy. This song for 50 Cent would start sort of an entrepreneurial competition, which would go on even to this day between mostly 50 against P. Diddy and JayZ. This is something 50 to this day has spoken about when pertaining to who wrote Puffy's verse on the song. An example of the legendary trolling done time after time by Curtis.
There was they said you wrote 2 verses for Diddy. One was the Let's Get It, and the other one was on the I Get Money remix. Yeah, remix. But they said you wrote it and it's him confessing the crime. Did you see this?
No,
Did you see
man.
the meme? Look at the meme. Listen
Call
to
it
it. Listen.
I ain't telling him to say that.
And then this one.
Now, this competition, which turned into a bitter rivalry, would go to the next level when 50 Cent tried to sign former Bad Boy artist Mace.
It was a deal that you guys tried to make happen. What went wrong with that deal?
Know why it didn't go through. Diddy didn't let it go through. That's the reason it didn't go through. He wanted 50 to give him all of the money he thought I owed him. And I thought he owed me money, so that was always the underlying battle, the invisible battle. So then when I said I wanted to go with G-Unit, he was trying to get all of the money back from 50 Cent. 50 Cent is a street guy. He's not gonna pay that.
I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that at one point, Diddy wanted to take 50 Cent shopping, and he declined.
Take him shopping.
He told me to take me shopping. I looked at him like, what you just say? Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes.
Now, this beef between 50 and Puff would go as far as rumors Puffy turned 50 Cent's baby mama into one of his now famous freak-off party whores.
According to Plaintiff Jones, defendant Sean Combs bragged about having several women on a monthly stipend. Carisha Romika Brownlee, aka Young Miami, Jade Ramey, aka Jade, and Daphne Joy Cervantes Narvaez, aka Daphne Joy, who were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs' sex workers. Young Miami of the City Girls was known to have been in a, according to Plaintiff Jones, defendant Sean Combs bragged about having several women on a monthly stipend. Carisha Romika Brown-Lee, aka Young Miami, Jade Ramey, aka Jade, and Daphne Joy Cervantes Narvaez, aka Daphne Joy, who were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs' sex workers. 50 continued his trolling campaign against Diddy by posting 2 pictures of him smoking cigars along with the caption, "I didn't know you was a sex worker, you little sex worker, LOL, yo, this ish is a movie." 50 previously commented on rumors that Diddy and Joy had hooked up, claiming that he didn't care. He wrote on X, "Nah, me and Puff fight over business-ish. If he liked the girl, he liked the girl. I don't give a F."
Which I will say, if this is true, yeah, there's pretty much no rules or breaking codes for 50 Cent because, you know, all's fair in love and war. And break codes 50 would do, going on an online tirade of clowning Diddy after he was charged with sex trafficking.
Yeah, you're not gonna believe this, but I just got a call and Puffy's confirmed for Shreveport. It's lit! Nah. That nigga can't come. You fuck around. Everybody be scared to drink. Coffee cups. Fucking wake up, your butt sore.
I didn't do nothing Puffy did. Yeah, no, it was just so excitement. There's so much excitement that there was no reason for me to put something in our drink.
I say break codes because 50 Cent is a self-proclaimed gangster from the streets of Queens, I will say. And more than any other artist I can recognize, he's gotten away with breaking street codes time after time after time. This started with the mixtape song he wrote called Ghetto Quran, where he named names and actions of well-known street kingpins, which is flat out snitching.
Man, I'ma get cheese like Chaz, then run through whips like Seagull. Gamble all the time like country curly head Prince and Tom Popo under pressure too. They know what they facing. Go against crews like Bebo and killers like Pappy Mason. A lot of niggas I know been corrupted since birth.
And that would lead to him getting shot 9 times. Now, if he was a civilian, okay, cool, fine. But till this day, he's known as one of the most celebrated gangsters in the history of rap, getting shot 9 times and making a return. This is something JayZ would refer to, and we'll get to that. But wait, before we go too far in this video, please hit that like button and apply pressure to that subscribe button.
Y'all respect the one who got shot. I respect the shooter.
Diddy got charged with sex crimes, so okay, we get it. But me personally, I was not raised in the street environment where one enemy would take credit for his ops getting caught up in something that he had nothing to do with. If you ask me, it sounds like Drake with that whole XXXTentacion type thing, but that's another story. 50 loves to take credit for things he has no parts of, like when Rick Ross got jumped in Canada.
Hey guys, you know, I just saw a very unfortunate situation that took place in Canada, and I wanted to say to everyone, you know, that I hope that that brother made it home safely. I hope that he now has a different perspective and a better sense of what to do and what not to do while you're out in the world, you know? That part where the young guy went like, he did this little move and shit and got knocked out like right there. That does not reflect him. That reflects his camp, and he might need to go get the Dream Chasers or the 305 Killers.
He would repeat this with Diddy. Not only would he go in on Diddy, but he's doing something which many people, me for one, would consider snitching. He's making a documentary on Diddy and his crimes and is selling it to networks, which will be everlasting on the memory and legacy of Diddy. So, checkmate. Now, Puffy is clear on camera violating, so no sympathy for Diddy. I'm with you on that. But let's not act like 50 isn't guilty of these things himself. I mean, the same guy pled guilty for choking his baby mama, so...
50 denied the charges and later agreed a deal to drop the domestic violence charges and plead no contest to 1 count of vandalism, for which he will serve 3 years probation and commit to 30 years community service. He was also ordered to pay Joy the cost of damage caused.
This trip, I know a nigga saying, I'm checking my paperwork today. I get out this money.
But this is where the annoyance began, if you ask me. Recently, 50 Cent has pretty much been a spokesperson for Drake, whose career as of late been on critical condition. This started when he began making weird tweets at the beginning of this battle, referring to the fact that Kendrick does not know what he's in for. Now, we all know how that battle turned out, but 50 has been there the whole way supporting Drake. Now, I don't know what reason he has of being this spokesperson for Drake. Maybe he's trying to salvage Drake's career so he can profit off of it at one point. I don't know. I just don't get it. Maybe he saw Ross getting involved, who is one of the only rappers to withstand a 50 beating and was part of the reason 50 had to file bankruptcy in the first place. But my question would be is, how important is this battle to you, 50? For real. He would recently go on the radio vouching for Drake, who committed one of the most blasphemous sins in rap battle history by filing a lawsuit over a rap beef. He would reason for Drake, even pulling out a list from online of all of Drake's enemies. Yeah, that's weak. That's weak. He may even be behind the rumors of Drake buying floor seats of Kendrick's upcoming shows in Toronto, which Kendrick would counter by offering some free tickets. What will become even more annoying to me is when he would take the place of Jay Prince, claiming that Drake isn't done. Jay Prince did this when Drake lost to Pusha T.
I spoke with Drake, you know what I mean? I made OG call to Drake this morning, telling him, I don't want you to respond to this. You know what I mean? We're gonna put this to bed. You know what I mean? We're gonna put this to bed because, you know, we can't get in a pig pen with pigs, and then because pigs turn into hogs and then hogs get slaughtered.
And that's not us.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's not his character. You know what I mean? We ain't worked this hard to cheat ourselves over nothing. You know what I mean? Got that right. So that's the way that is.
50 would utter the same words when it came to the Kendrick Lamar beef.
Drake was loaded, ready to go again.
You think so or you know so?
Yes, I know that they had new material ready to go again. There's no way you stop when you're taking and you losing? Hey.
Right.
No, I gotta.
Now, to me, that's some super corny sucker shit. I mean, forget all these ghost tracks. Look, technically the beef is not over. If he got some tracks, go ahead and drop it. If not, shut the fuck up. I think 50 is one of the reasons Drake has been having what appears to be a hard time recovering from all of this. When you have people around you saying things like, you didn't lose a thing when half the world is trolling you as a PDF, well, your mental has got to be fucking with you. People begin to unload in the comment sections you can find online. I mean, it's weak. But 50 was just beginning with these antics. Lately, his antics have been targeted to JayZ, who didn't seem to have a bitter war ongoing with 50, who he himself said it was just competition.
Jay's definitely.
Jay helped you?
Yeah.
How did he
As a
help you?
competitor.
Explain it.
Yeah, because he never was someone that you communicate with that you're like friends with the person. But I always respected him because he was never an actual competitor. In actual fact, he was someone who was a competitor through perception. He continued to sustain his perception of him through errors of artists.
Jay has been the one who really helped 50 Cent take off in his own words when he said those famous words of,
I'm about dollars, who the fuck is 50 Cent?
That bar alone would bring 50 Cent notoriety. But 50 claimed that JayZ tried to get him off the Super Bowl card.
It's just competitive, man. It is, but I think when it goes past the music itself to blocking things in business, then I don't understand that. Like right now, he's not even competing for a slot. You don't have a new song out that he want to be on the top 10 or top 5, and you still competing. It don't make sense. Like what we competing?
I wasn't in the ad because of JayZ and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like, what is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and I with him because like with Nori he had communication. He said, yeah, I talked to the big homie. He said to Jay, he was telling me, you know, the white boy wouldn't do the truth without 50.
I hit the homie.
the big homie JayZ, right? And I told him to come pull up on me. And he pulled up on me, and he said, the white guy called for 50 Cent. So I said, well, who's the white guy? I'm digging this Jimmy Iovine. And he said, no, Eminem called directly for 50. And he said,
that's his guy.
He said, I can't do it if I can't bring 50 up.
But that's his guy.
Right? And I'm like, that's when I start saying crazy stuff, because I look and I go, oh, that should be going. Right?
Now, this was kind of odd to me, especially when JayZ is part of the whole production bringing the Super Bowl to New Orleans, which is only gonna help 50 Cent, who just opened up a studio in Shreveport, Louisiana. Now, about that studio, let's take a look at it for a second. You would think 50 moving there, he would hire the local black community, but Hurricane Chris would have a message about that.
How the f you supposed to be a nigga that's a part of hip hop? You throw a motherfucking concert in Louisiana and don't book no Louisiana legends and put no bankroll in no Louisiana legends pocket, but you pay the police $500,000. What type of ass that? Nigga, you ain't fucking with my city, nigga. You taking advantage of my city, nigga.
But whatever the case, things would turn quick. Wait a minute. Whatever the case, that's a bar. Whatever the case, JayZ will be the target of a civil suit where in 2000, a 13-year-old would claim that where she would be R-word by Puffy and JayZ in front of an unknown celebrity. And once again, 50 would pile on.
When you see things like this, Fifth, and there's times when, like, I saw this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this is on your
Put that out,
yeah,
man.
this is on
50?
Yeah, it says I don't know what's going on, but are we still gonna have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. You know? I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way.
With this video, he gave away what his hopes are for JayZ and Puffy, pretty much exerting the most negative energy possible. I understand Puffy, but JayZ, and I would like to add, I've never seen 50 Cent have this kind of energy for anybody that's not black, but I'll leave that at that. On top of that, I'm not a JayZ fan, but I understand capitalism. I mean, if you want to go deep diving, I worked on a movie a while back with JayZ, and he was pretty much an asshole to me and the entire set, and it is what it is. But I also understand if JayZ was not in that billionaire status, that he would be replaced by just another white guy who probably wouldn't do any of the things JayZ has done, even to a minute basis, like where he's bailed out protesters, things like that. And I want to mind you that 50 Cent doesn't have a record of doing anything as such. But if you want to talk the street code, let's talk Dame Dash, who has more reason to be mad at JayZ than anyone else. JayZ backdoored him multiple times, not only with Rockefeller, but even recently when he tried to sell his stake.
I have to deal with everything and the misconceptions and people trying to fuck with my reputation. And have to, because I don't have a team of people or lawyers to speak for me all day, or bots to put a fake narrative out there. And I don't call TMZ and Charlemagne the God and all that to tell them the narrative. I don't do any of those things. I just come outside when I got to protect my word. And people be lying. And this shit has been going on for like 10 years. So at some point, it has to become obsession to chase one man around for 10 years for under $1 million. I mean, I'm just thinking it, like, why are people so obsessed? Why are people, like, it's been 20 years and the same group of people have been trying to put the same narrative out and been so scared that I get some real money on my own. Like, why is that so scary to everybody? If I get my own money my way and honestly, I don't want none of y'all block. I don't want to be around y'all. This is what I'm paying for, not to have to be around y'all. This is my choice. Like, just don't get mad. It just feels like everyone's mad because I don't want to pause play with them.
JayZ went on a media declaration making it seem like Dame's portion was just about worthless. I mean, Dame seems like he can't even afford implants.
I wouldn't even have acknowledged him if I didn't think he was worthy of an opponent. A lot of niggas talk shit. I don't acknowledge him, but 50, oh yeah, let's go. I want to see. I want to know how real it is. I want to see your television network. I want to see you direct a movie. I want to see your clothing line. I want to see if you're the real deal. Test, see if I'm the real deal. Real deal.
And when asked about these claims regarding JayZ, you would think Dame would have the worst to say. What does Dame actually say?
I don't care about JayZ.
Okay.
I sold Reasonable Doubt, so I get no fucks given. That's just, that man, whatever's going on with him is on him. I just can't spend so much time worried about another man and what they doing and how they feel and how people perceive them. You know, I got my own shit to be worried about. I got to get this money. I'm independent. You know, that whole situation, those people are in my rear view. Pause. So I don't care. On a human level, if the shit is true, you know, I'm curious to know how true it is. But, you know, based on my experiences and the fact that I wanted to get away, I personally made the decision to get away from that camp. So, you know, that was my personal experiences. I didn't want to be over there. Rockefeller and Bad Boy were two distinctly different movements. So they were more R&B. We looked at them pauses like barefoot niggas and shit. So we had no parts of that. We were like dudes. So when we were on the Puff's tour, you know, we wore bulletproof vests.
All in all, when talking about the laws of power, it's more than likely 50 is portraying crush your enemies and don't let them recover, right?
The statement is something from, you can tell it was written by a lawyer. Because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says, you're gonna find out, like how I'll handle this. And that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like a publicist would say this. Right.
Well, that's gonna be easier said than done. 50 would go on to state that the NFL is not going to stand behind JayZ amidst these recent allegations where the NFL would quickly note, don't listen to no damn 50 Cent.
Hey, look, they will fall back, but the NFL, they won't necessarily be associated to that.
Allegations. And JayZ's really strong response to that. We know that obviously the litigation's happening now, so, but from our standpoint, our relationship's not changing with them, including our preparations for the next Super Bowl.
Even while I'm recording this video, let's just look at who 50 Cent has been tap dancing for this entire time.
The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party.
A troll loved by hip hop by many, and once by me as well. I have no problem saying he's becoming highly annoying. And me personally, I hope he doesn't get what he wants this time. And 50, what I would have to say to you is just be careful. The same energy you put out on folks, whether right or wrong, it could come back on you as well. But this is how I feel about this whole situation. If you like this little mini doc reaction that I've done, I'm pretty sure you'll like another one I've done about Drake, pretty much being like the informant William O'Neal. Well, anyways, you know how we like to end our videos over here at Moxy Approved, right? With that water. I see y'all here next time on Moxy Approved.